Hey, fellow agents, this is Agent Smith, and we are playing Vietcong. I do believe we're on episode 6 now. So anyway, this screen you're seeing here is from the previous one. It's just every time I go into these, it tends to go directly to the next level without much question. So go ahead and bunker and see what happens in this next one. So the previous one, we ended up getting ambushed in the middle of the night. So we got back from that mission in the town and came back and got ambushed that evening. And that was what the previous episode was on. I love that fake looking backdrop. I don't know why it looks so bad.
I've heard that we have a high priority alert. What's going on? Another attack?
No, but this looks bad, I'm afraid. We've discovered enemy armor on a couple of air recon shots from the area around Bana River. Looks to me like NVA tanks.
Shit, really?
Whoa, this is gonna be fun, people. I haven't killed a tank since...
Bullshit, Horser! You never had a tank!
But today I will. You can bet your black ass on it.
Horse shit!
Those tanks will smash you into a million tiny hornsters.
Shut up, short ass, or you'll be leading the charge with my bayonet up your keister.
Can it? You can argue later, children. Now listen up. Somehow they've managed to get them across the border. I don't need to tell you what it means to have them so close to the camp, do I?
No.
More excitement than we care for. Except Mr. Horny here.
Extra work for me, I guess.
So here's the plan. This is where they took the pictures. It's on an old French road near the river. We'll insert 3 teams in the vicinity of the tanks.
Did you say 3 teams?
Yep. You guys make up Shrew 1, backed up by Shrew 2, which is the CIDG support team. They'll be inserted on the near side of the river at these coordinates. Shrew 2 will cover you guys. You'll be attempting to cross the river and moving to this elevation. You should find the remains of old French fortifications up there. This should make good forward OP to navigate fire support from Pleiku Firebase.
And the 3rd team?
Shrew 3 is Team A253 from Camp Play Jarang. They will be inserted at coordinates 15/28 and will support the operation from the other bank. We might be facing heavy enemy armor, so you'd better be on the ball. If we find those commie tin boxes, make sure the arty is right on the button, just in case the Air Force is standing by as well.
Roger that. We could use some LAWs though, Captain.
My thoughts exactly, but we're shit out of luck. I requested some from HQ a few months back, but still nothing. So you have to go find them, call in the arty, and get the hell out of there. Let's hope it does the job.
Grenades, man. All you need is a couple of grenades, and then, hey, presto, no more tanks.
No more Horser either!
Get ready. You're leaving in 20 minutes.
Alright. So anyway. Hopefully I didn't just crash this whole entire thing just now. There we go. A little bit of longer load sequence without a label for it. So anyway, we'll go ahead and take a look at the stuff here. So you can see I'm picking up medals. They put those on the wall on the rack there as I go. Pictures that we've been collecting over time. And again, the radio runs its thing with little radio broadcasts. We have our mission briefing here, which I will go over real quick, and then we'll take a look into the diary. This is going to be known as Operation Tin Can. Mission primary, clear the area around the French bunkers of the enemy forces. Discern enemy armor as seen by air recon. Navigate fire support to destroy the enemy armor. Our secondary mission is reconnaissance and surveillance of the old French road rendezvous with teams Shrew 2 and Shrew 3. Ours will be Hawkins, Crocker, DeFort, Bronson, Hornster, and Nut. So we got Bronson and Hornster that we did not have in the previous mission runs. We will be known as Shrew. Supporting forces artillery fire. So we should be able to get some fire from artillery fire support from Pleiku Camp. Alright, and then we will... It's so weird that this screen is in the background. Anyway, that's how we go and play a mission. They give you a full breakdown and everything on here, but he kind of went over that in the first place. We're gonna be inserted into the area with Shrew 2, and then we're gonna move our way up through the brush and basically get support from Shrew 3 the entire time. So anyway, I will go back to the bunker real quick. As I said, I would go through and read these diary entries, because these things actually go back a bit. So see, this goes all the way back to mission 1 here, to arriving at this place, and I believe this would go into mission 2 here. Yeah. So July 7th, 1967. Hell, I should have been thankful for being bored 2 days ago. Yesterday's action turned out to be a bit too exciting. Moreover, I'm not quite sure if all of the fuss was worth it all. We may have taken out a few Kongs and tracked down some caches, but to me, there was no smoking gun that would suggest the presence of a regularly used infiltration route. Things got pretty rough at the Banar village, but we managed to drive the VC away without casualty. Hopefully the Montagnards will take us more seriously now, and maybe even join the CIDG program. Crocker told me that not so long ago they didn't even want to hear about it. They were afraid that it would do them more harm than good. July 8, 1967. Yesterday, one of the big wigs arrived in Saigon. He's here to talk to Westmoreland, and supposedly he has instructions from Mr. Johnson himself. I wonder what that means for us. Today we did a short routine patrol around the camp. The Montagnard that accompanied us found a few booby traps. Hey, baby. What's up? Oh, hey. Okay. No problem. My video started running, and I was trying not to run a video in the background here. I was watching something, I paused it, and then it started up on its own, then paused again. That was all. Anyway, alright, cool. I'll see you when you get home then. Okay? I don't know. I have the fish in the sink. We'll make a decision when you get here, though. Okay? We will decide when you get here. Love you too, baby. Bye. Three, 2, 1. It feels a little weird knowing that the bastards sneak around inside the perimeters while we sleep. I've grown some kind of weird fungus between my toes. Crocker gave me some new powder, which is supposed to be the more effective than the one I've used all along. Frankly, it looks and feels just like the old one. July 10th, 1967. Looks like it's not only us who's having fun. The Con Thien incident turned into a major jam. The North Vietnamese called in mortars and artillery from Laos. Between 4th and 6th of July, between 4th and 6th of July alone, they made 8 artillery attacks at the Marines positioned by the camp and fired off 300 pieces of ammunition. The Marines there suffered heavy losses. The Army radio reported that in the morning that some unspecified South Vietnamese troop yesterday repulsed an attack against the camp 5 miles southeast from An Loc, led by 2 battalions of the NVA's 14th Regiment. Some of the camp was seized by the commies, but the American and South Vietnamese artillery combined with the Air Force drove them away the very moment they got in. July 14th, 1967. Just an hour ago, the guys and I got in from a 3-day patrol trek. So this here would be, I do believe this is directly after the events of the second mission. Either way, these are all filler things that go in between the missions. Like I stated before, stuff that jumps in between kind of gives it keeps it interesting. Anyway, just an hour ago, the guys and I just got back from a 3-day patrol trek. Things seem to be nice and quiet around here at the moment. We've had no contact, only a few booby traps and a few commie propaganda flyers. The village chief says that they haven't seen any guerrilla fighters for days. The fact that they didn't take off my shoes for 3 days was more than my fungus could have hoped for. If I wore a pair of heavy leather boots and socks, my feet would have probably been 2 rotten stumps by now. The guys who stayed in Nui Pek said that we've suffered heavy losses in the Central Highlands. the word of mouth has it that 400 paratroopers of the 173rd Para Brigade happily swallowed the bait and wandered into mortar and machine gun at Dak To near Kon Tumu. Tumu? Yeah. 29 KIA, 49 WIA. The 4th Infantry got it near Duck Co, 35 KIA, 31 WIA. We got a little poster here showing rewards, $100,000 cash rewards towards finding some of these people. It's hard to read, unfortunately, resolution on this. Pay to any Green Beret who wants to join the winning side. There you go. July 15, 1967, Forge of Death. Good time to write to loved ones back home. In the morning, I was running around the parade ground with our civvies. There you go. And then a bland tasting lunch and a random weapon and equipment check. In the evening, I lost the Battle of Whiskey. The Battle of Whiskey in another card game. Yep. Plus a bottle of whiskey. There you go. I can read. Anyway, man, this pisses me off. I got the feeling that Bronson cheats. I won that bottle fair and square a week ago from our LLDB point man, Nut, and had great plans for it. Ever since the welcome party, I've been completely sober. Oh well. July 16th, 1967. Tonight's my turn for night guard shift. For half a day I've been trying to show the new Siggies recruits how to not to shoot themselves with M1s. Kongs are said to have bombarded Da Nang with rockets. 12 of our people, KIA, 45 WIA. I'd better get some sleep for the night. July 25th, 1967. Another 3 days patrol trek behind me. We did a tour of our villages. We had just one visual contact. Before we could come close, the VC jumped onto 2 boats and drifted away. Other than that, calm everywhere. The villages didn't report anything suspicious either. We had them all rounded up in the center of the village, and Crocker did his thing. It was out of luck that this time, though, on our way back, I stepped right into a punji trap. I was lucky to have Hornster around. He caught me just in time, so a bamboo spike only scratched my foot instead of piercing the whole foot. Still, it caused a nasty wound. Crocker treated me right on the spot, but it still hurts like hell. God knows what kind of poisonous crap they might dip these spikes in. Crocker says they use their own crap. I prefer not to think about it. I hope it's not going to be anything serious. Other than that, 4th Infantry Division wiped out about 40 North Vietnamese south of Duc Co. Also, I read a memo saying that a few of our potentates were going to visit here. Potentates. Never heard that word before. They're going to visit us here in Southeast Asia. As I said, I'm not interested in politics. I couldn't care less about the likes of Taylor, Clifford, McNamara these days. August 6, 1967. Just came back from Pleiku. Unfortunately, the wound turned out to be more serious than I had wished. Foot got inflamed and I got nasty fever during the night. Huey had to give me a lift to the field hospital in Pleiku. I spent several days sweating, and for the rest of my stay there, I was just lazing around. Got plenty of sleep in the safety of the field hospital, plus the food was much better than the crap they usually feed us. I should do this more often. While I was sick, I didn't have any access to news. The only thing I have heard was the situation in a Forstall flat top. Some ammunition apparently went off and a lot of Marines died there. August 14th, 1967. I haven't been writing for a while because there's nothing worth writing about here. I've been bored to death since my foot is still not quite fit. I can't even do the guard shifts, let alone patrol. All I do is train Siggies, teach them how to shoot, place mines, and practice short-range fighting skills with them. LLDB and our Siggy Montagnards often patrol around the border, and they report contacts almost every time they go out there. Seems pretty hot. Our bombers attack targets in North Vietnam: Long Son, Long Gai, Long Dang. I wonder where these places actually are, but I'm too lazy to look them up on the map. And they say that even the Dumier Bridge in Hanoi was targeted. Hanoi's been a pretty busy place lately, too. Not so long ago, our bomber crews were threatened with court-martial for attacking targets near Haiphong and Hanoi, and now they're throwing officially sanctioned shells on airports, SAM nests, and God knows what else. Uncle Ho finally reaps the harvest he has sown. August 21st, 1967. Yesterday was my first time outside the camp since I was wounded. Nothing changed except for a few shoe prints of Ho Chi Minh sandals and shreds of flesh around one of our landmines. I was surprised at how nervous I was. I saw a crouching Kong behind every bush. Other than that, I'm fine. Boy, these keep going. The Army radio has kept reminding us since the early morning that 2 days ago, Lieutenant Vernon with UH-1 extracted some Americans from a downed Huey right in front of the VC's noses. The VCs apparently almost got them, but this Vernon guy with his gunner pinned them down with M60s and rockets and saved our boys' asses. There's nothing like the good news for a morale boost. August 23rd, 1967. It's been raining for 2 days already. Life is back on track for me now. Life is back on track for me now. I do guard shifts, train the Montagnards, treat my fungi-infested foot. I haven't written home for a long time. For some reason, I haven't felt like it lately. Even writing this seems like too much effort. Yesterday, a villager let me have a sip of buffalo milk. It reminded me of home. The guerrillas shot down a South Vietnamese helicopter about 7 miles away from here yesterday. We went there today to examine the site, but nobody survived. The South Vietnamese had already recovered the dead. We hoped to catch somebody from the other side there, but we weren't that lucky. For a person who doesn't like to write, he has written a shit ton of stuff in here, like consistently, week by week. Man, I only got a few more pages. I will definitely get through these. There we go. August 26th, 28th, 1967. Finally, the weather turned fair, but it's supply logistics that has having problems. We're on a fart diet. Beans and beans and more freaking beans. The life here is pure routine. For an hour, I sunbathed my poor foot, or my poor feet anyway, which shed stretches of dead skin afterwards. That felt like kind of good. I also had 6 cigarettes in a row, for the lack of better occupation. However, the rest of South Vietnam is outraged. Yesterday, the guerrillas conducted a series of attacks against civilian targets across the land. The most affected places were Con Pho and Hoi An. August 31st, 1967. Bored shitless. I came back from the night patrol duty in the morning and slept past lunchtime. The news from the battlefield is depressing again. The guerrillas used rockets to attack a Marine Huey base in Phu Bai. Killed 2 of our men and wounded 17. They destroyed 13 Hueys. The radio went on to enumerate the losses of the South Vietnamese, but I've grown tired of listening and joined the guys for a poker game, and instead, damn it, lost again. Damn. September 1st, 1967. Gee, now that was a close one. I'm one lucky son of a bitch. Any closer and I would not be sat here now writing these words. The Kongs infiltrated camp during the night, so these are the events that took place directly after the mission we just did. That's why it's been so quiet around here for so long. One of the bastards even managed to sneak into the bunker. At one point, I was getting ready to say hello to heaven, and then sons of bitches got the shit together and fought back in one sector of the base. The strangest thing of it all is that they somehow managed to dig a tunnel all the way into the base. God knows how they managed that. You better sleep with a primed heater under the pillow here. I suspect that there must be some of these commie sons of bitches among our Siggies too. They all smile at you, but as soon as you turn around, they're ready to stab you back. My personal opinion is that they would not be able to infiltrate the perimeter without accomplices inside. In the morning, I had a discussion about this with Hornster at the fort, and they think so too. Sometimes I ask myself why the hell we are here at all. I feel depressed about it all. But no matter what, somebody is going to pay big time for this cock-up. I'd say it's bad news for the commander of our Vietnamese friends. I'm dog tired. I'm going to get some sleep now. September 4th, 1967. The elections ended yesterday. We've been on full alert for 3 full days, because the red rats obviously don't like the smell of free elections. However, in our area, they tried it just once. Ambushed a convoy of several IRVN transporters, but they were taught a fine lesson by our boys. Our Montagnards didn't give a damn about the election, but the LLDBs led long and heated discussions on the subject. The radio reported that Thieu won again, while the vice president is going to be Marshal Kai. As far as I could tell, he's probably one of the most capable South Vietnamese politicians around. A confidential report from my personal source on the evening of September 3rd, 267, there we go, incidents were reported for the whole area of the Vietnamese Republic. Kong killed 60 persons and wounded 300 more. Apparently, they even attacked some UN observers. September 8th, 1967. Our area seems quiet. The only signs of enemy activity here were reported near the border. We carry out our routine procedures in the camp as well as outside. It's guards, patrols, training. I rode home today. I tried to take pics of sunset too. There are some gorgeous sunsets here. I hope they turn out well. I've almost taken about 30 pictures of our Montagnards. They were so funny, all grinning from ear to ear. A well-rehearsed foot powdering procedure followed. I was naive to think I could get rid of the foot rot easily and quickly. They're starting to smell pretty fruity too. So much detail about his foot. September 13, 1967. Yesterday we captured 2 suspects. We are convinced that they belong to the main force VC. That they were prowling around here to keep an eye on the base. They claim they were deserters. We searched them for weapons and found none. All in all, they were pretty lucky that it was us who caught them and not the LLDBs, because they would probably be lying. They would probably be lying somewhere in the jungle with bullets in their heads already. A chopper took them to Pei Ku for further interrogation today. The U.S. Army continues its attacks on the north. Lately, Cam Pho and Hai Phong have been the targets of the 9th Infantry. 9th Infantry is said to have launched a major operation in Delta. September 15, 1967. Tomorrow we're going on patrol, which I think is a big mistake. The HQ has been bombarding Rosenfield. The HQ has been bombarding Rosenfield lately. with alarming news about LRRP reports from Cambodia and Laos. Long-distance reconnaissance of Ho Chi Minh Trail spotted movement of the North Vietnamese heavy armed vehicles. They think that the NVA are transferring a certain number of T-34s, T-35s, and PT-76s to the South Vietnamese border. Uncle Ho and his stooge Diap are either up to something big, or they're trying hard to persuade the Cambodian government about the absolutely indispensable presence of the NVA and Vietcong in Cambodia. I personally favor the latter explanation. Simple, good old commie blackmail tactics. In our area, the North Vietnamese haven't been up to much. So far, the jungle around us is all black pajamas and nothing else. However, it's true that the LLDBs have reported an increased number of regular army soldiers around the borders. Even the people in Pleiku said that the North Vietnamese have been growing in numbers lately. Anyway, the intelligence guys have found something suspicious in some of the air recon shots, and the commander of Pleiku are so concerned about the Cambodian LLRP reports that they send us to sniff out any enemy armor. Unfortunately, the jungle is so dense here that the air recon is good for nothing. So we gotta do it the old-fashioned way. The bad part is that if they really are tanks, the only thing we can do apart from spitting at them is run. The briefing ordered us to call in fire support, which should sort it out. Well, we'll see. Whew. So that was a whole lot. Hopefully they don't give us missions back to back like that again, so otherwise we'll have like 57 pages of freaking writing to do here. But that one actually ran quite long, so I'm going to go ahead and simply leave this video as a catch-up onto the history and everything that's going on there. Anyhow, gives you a quick briefing on there as to what's going on, and I will give you guys a quick briefing into what's going on in the next one, just in case you happen to miss this or skip this one. Anyhow, I will see you guys in the next video. If you enjoy what you've been listening to, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Otherwise, you can go ahead and click the button to the left to see the last episode, or you can click the button to the right to go on and see any of the other stuff that we've done out there. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Have a good day.